All right, guys. Now on your clothing, ideally you should have a four-layered system. I'm going to show you ways to skip some of that. Uh, Starting with a synthetic underliner. They do make these for hot and cold environments. This one is cold. Not only will it keep your body temperature much more regulated, helps wick moisture away, which is incredibly important. Even in winter, you will sweat. Um, if that stays near your body, you'll essentially start to get chills. If it stays near you and you stop, that wet clothing is going to drop your body temperature significantly. Um, let's see here. I have. You're going to notice that I actually use more of a hunter's camo. Um, there's a couple different reasons for that, but we'll go into that in a second. These are both cotton. This is a cotton long sleeve t-shirt. These are cotton pants, full pocket, cargo pants, the whole nine yards, but they're all cotton for hotter environments. For colder environments, there's a company called Rivers West. I'll see if I can back up here for you. They have their own material that they use. I initially found them last winter when I was looking for an insulated pant. One of the reasons I went with them was because they were cheaper than going to like a North Face, therma lined $160, insulated pants that were waterproof. It was ridiculous. I couldn't find anything like that. So one of the reasons you're going to see a lot of more hunter style, civilian hunter camouflage, there's a couple reasons. One, they tend to have a little bit more options for the camouflage pattern that should match well with your environment or the environment that you will be going to in a bug out situation. But I highly recommend you guys look up River West. The material here, this one's just called H2P. It's their hydro waterproof system. If I had two hands to show you, it's sort of like a fleece material. It's not real noisy. It's extremely quiet. It stretches, which was what sold me on this thing. It's super comfortable. If you go to step over a huge log, it stretches with you. It is windproof. It has an insulative property just like a Polartec fleece would. And it is windproof and waterproof. All in one. On a 4-layer system, ideally, you should have your base layer, your wicking layer, a secondary layer, an insulative layer, and then you should have a waterproof, windproof outer shell. And if you were into the hunter environment, this is what I would recommend. Again, look up Rivers West. I love the pants so much I went and got a matching top. They just have a ton of great features. The hood does come off separately. It has magnetic closures, so there's no snaps. It's super quiet. I'm just tickled to death with these things. And again, they're going to be able to give you more features and up-to-date features more than a military style clothing would be. And the other reason for that is military camouflage tends to have a certain connotation to it. People seem to give you, especially if it was in a weird situation where you're maybe evacuating with other people, they're going to give you sort of a strange look depending on the area you're in. If you have military clothes, if you have very up-to-date military clothes and you know how to use them and know how they're supposed to be worn, you might be confused with current military personnel that are out, and maybe that's the look you're going for if you want to blend in with those guys. Like a National Guard, if you knew their blouses and their BDUs that they use during that time of year, you might be able to blend in with them. And if you know the lingo, you might actually be able to get through the gates, if you know what I mean. So that's that system. Now we're going to kind of go over to what I call the civilian camo. Alright guys, we're going to go into what I call the urban camo clothing part of this. This would be my secondary set of clothes, both so I have the option of switching back and forth. So I have a separate set of clothes either for a little bit different weather environment, or just so I can prepare or wash, or the main purpose, what I call is just blending in. And it's sort of what I call the North Face REI, crowd. That obviously I don't think it's just the Northwest here, but there is a trend for high-end outdoor gear. So in adverse weather, everyone seems to have a Gore-Tex jacket. Because of that, if you're in a situation where you want to blend in and not look like a hunter, redneck, whatever your stereotype you want to throw at that, you don't want to stick out like a military style camouflage, the camo that I would choose to use, it would just be what I call the REI camo. And with that, you've got a lightweight wicking synthetic t-shirt. You have synthetic, these are convertible pants, so you have a full pant but they zip off, so you have shorts, vice versa. There's a nice like Polartec top. This is a Primaloft jacket. Primaloft is basically the closest thing to down, but it will hold its insulative properties when wet, which is sort of like wool, so you kind of get the best of both worlds. It's extremely small, folds down quite a bit. So you have your wicking, your secondary layer, your insulative layers, and your shell. And your shell can either be a lightweight breaker, so it just does the wind. What I would recommend is something full waterproof. This is Permatex. It's Outdoor Research's version of Gore-Tex. This version of their shell stretches also. Again, I'm a big guy of broad shoulders. So if I have a pack on and I want to reach for something, or I'm climbing up rocks or going up a waterfall, I do not want to feel like I'm ripping my jacket to reach that handhold. That is my reason that I fell in love with the River West and this outdoor. I can grab the cuff of the arm and pull with a pack on, and I can feel the material stretch, not breaking, not ripping. Again, that's going to last longer. It's going to be a better thing. This does have a nice big hood on it. The hood does fold down into the collar. So again, if I'm wearing a nice hat, something like that. The other version, if you want to skip that, in that orange one, if you go back to my Get Home Bag video, towards, I think on the third version, I have a Cabela's down jacket. It has a Gore-Tex shell, so you get the advantage of nice compressibility, high warmth, high loft volume of a winter jacket, without worrying about the down getting wet because of the Gore-Tex shell. I'm not going to take that out because I believe I did on my other video, if I'm correct. I carry it. It makes a great winter half sleeping bag, really, is what it is, a sleeping bag without bottoms. It also works great for Max as a bed in the winter. I usually keep it in the truck, so it's usually behind the seat there. But that is what I call urban camo. Alright, last but not least, we're going to cover sort of accessories. If you do plan to be in a winter environment, I can highly recommend getting gaiters. They'll help keep everything waterproof when going through a lot of snow, snowshoes, etc. There's 100 different gloves you could get. It's really going to be a personal issue. Again, if you want to go a sort of a hunter style, they will be usually more advantageous for shooting, if that's your cup of tea. Nice fleece top, keep your head warm. It is reversible, so you can have a snow pattern on the outside. Hot weather, I recommend a boonie. This boonie is waterproofed, so it does repel a little bit of water, but it's actually a hot weather boonie. What it does is help keep bug nets off your face. Works really well. And then you've got your style of like balaclavas, and this is a